So this is the situation going into China, my third race of the career mode. I am sat in P10 in the championship and needing some serious points if I'm going to achieve my season objective, as you can see there, which is to finish in the top 6 drivers. So let's dive into China and see what we can do. It's qualifying time in China then, and look at that blue sky. There has been more blue sky at this race weekend already than I've seen in the first 2 races this season. It's an absolutely lovely day, but lovely is not the word I would use to describe my qualifying performance. An absolute shambles of turn 1. I've waddled through it really, and well, I managed to recover and bag myself P7 on the grid for tomorrow's race, but it was a real struggle. I'm not good at China, and that could show in the race tomorrow.
It's nearly 3 o'clock on Sunday afternoon here in Shanghai, and that means only one thing. It's time for the Chinese Grand Prix.
Well, actually, a quick Google search reveals that the Chinese Grand Prix starts at 2 PM local time. So you're an hour late, David Croft.
It's Lewis Hamilton on pole today after blowing the opposition.
Lewis did what to get pole position? That's disgusting. How's that? How the FIA allowed that? Surely that's out of order. Come on, it's a family show here. It's a family show. But anyway, he speaks to the media, and we all sit on the grid ahead of China. It's blue sky again here. It's a beautiful day. And for me, the race target is to finish in P4, which is frankly ridiculous, and I need to have some serious words with my strategist, because the Ferraris and the Mercedes and the Williams, really, are way faster than I am. To finish above them is just hugely unreasonable, and I'm going to kick off. So it's a one-stop, options onto primes. I don't think we're going to have any rain difficulties this race, like in Malaysia. So we're sat in P7 behind Massa with 5 lights, ready to go and get some points in our F1 career. Bottas, Vettel and all the rest of them lead us towards turn 1. Let's see if I can do a better job than I did in qualifying and in the practice sessions. Round the outside I go into turn 1, leaving enough room to fit a cruise ship down my inside. And briefly there I was side by side with Vettel. That was exceptional, but well, he's scooted away, and Bottas has now got ahead of me, but I have got the jump on Massa, and actually Massa is under pressure from Nasser. It's a commentator's nightmare as Felipe Nasser and Felipe Massa go side by side into, well, that's turn 6, is it? Yeah, it must be, because the next one is turn 7, and this is one that I always really struggle with. Massa, by the way, has held off Nasser. I don't know what he's doing so high up. I'm sure he's in a Sauber, so he should be down in like P15, but anyway, he's charging through the field, and you've got to applaud the effort and the work rate. It's like watching James Milner. So it's we're going towards the back straight now, and Bottas could be vulnerable here. I mean, I know I've got no DRS, but a lot of slipstream is going to be for the taking here, and it's a very long straight. I think it's the longest on the calendar, so well, just hold out here. So I'm going to sit in the slipstream now, P6, looking for P5. Over 200 miles an hour, but I'm just not gaining, am I? It's not going to happen, and that's disappointing. It's been a tremendous lap 2 here, and look how much closer I am to Bottas. I actually have a massive shout at P5 here. Massa's behind me as well, but Bottas is where all attention is going. Sat in the slipstream, still no DRS, but I'm gaining hugely. I could get the move done if I'm late on the brakes here, which is what's going to happen. Down the inside I go into turn 14. Take a nice and tight line there, and I've been too generous. I've given him about 4 times as much room as he needed, and well, I've compromised exit speed and lost that chance at taking the position. So he holds P5, and now I've got Massa in my slipstream. DRS is now enabled, so we'll have another go at taking P5 on the back straight at the end of this lap again, but first of all I need to get back within the 1 second window. Right then, on to the back straight we go. I've got Bottas in my sights, but I've gone wide there, and it's been a very, very scruffy half of the lap. And there's absolutely no way I'm in the 1 second window to overtake Bottas with DRS. I'm actually more worried about Massa. Look at the closing speed of Massa there. I'm just absolute cannon fodder for him. And that's me down in P7. There's very little I can say about that. I'm going to try and go around the outside here, but he's just going to shut the door on that move. There's absolutely no way I'm going to have the exit speed of turn 14 to get that repass done. And I'm actually lost out to Massa here, but no, turn 1 is on the cards. Now I have DRS, side by side we go over the start-finish straight. We are very, very close together now. I'm going to swoop round the outside and retake P6, holding it, giving him so much room. I'm way too generous with how much room I give. Look at that, I'm half off the track. I've given him so much room. And he's held it. And now Ricciardo's getting involved. Ricciardo from nowhere stuck his nose in there, and I almost dropped to P8. Which would have been very rude. I'm so too generous with the space. I mean, I was half. I mean, it might have been more the fact that I'm just so bad at turn 1 here. I can't even describe it. But I was just giving him a ridiculous amount of space. Look at it. I'm so close to his gearbox. I might as well be changing gear for him. Onto the back straight we go. You can't actually activate DRS until about halfway down it because it's so blooming long, this back straight. So I'm miles back now, but it doesn't matter because oh my god, Ricciardo's coming from nowhere. I'm going to lose out to Ricciardo here as well. My straight line speed is a nightmare. This is not, I must have chosen car setup wrong because it's not looking good at all. And Ricciardo very nearly got past there, and that could have been highly unfortunate. We seem to have really bunched up Massa, me and Ricciardo after the first few corners here in China this lap, and round the outside I go. Ricciardo's getting involved now. We are side by side approaching turn 7, and in that Red Bull he is definitely going to have the speed round the outside. Look at this, I'm so too tentative again, too scared about crashing into people. I think I'm scarred from Australia, and that's down in P8, and I need to change tyres because this is getting laughable now. At the start of the race I was faster than Bottas really for the first lap. And my tyres have just gone off a cliff, and now I'm slower than the Red Bulls, and I'm way down in the clutches now of my teammate. But interestingly, I will have DRS for Ricciardo on the back straight here. He's in a Renault engine, and we all know they're absolutely shocking. So it's going to be a run towards turn 14 again. I'll tell you what, this is the only part of track you've actually seen on this highlight reel, but it is where all the action is taking place. Ricciardo, I lunge from far back, but that's not happened at all. And I could well come into the pits this or next lap. I'm going to follow these guys in. Whenever these guys go in, I will go in. So it looks like next lap. So end of lap 6, and I follow Ricciardo and Massa into the pit lane. Let's see how we can do from here. So we're going in P8, so we're going to come out obviously less than that, but hopefully not long after getting out the pits on fresher tyres, Massa and Ricciardo will be dispatched. Interestingly, or rather stupidly, Grosjean has followed me into the pit lane. What a moron. He's now going to cost himself several seconds waiting behind me. And that's not ideal for him, but who cares? He's my teammate. I've beaten him, but I've come out ahead of Ricciardo. That's massive news. Ricciardo has been jumped in the pit lane, so now I am technically P7 and only have Massa to dispatch to get back up to where I was after the first few corners. Right, I'm not joking. I have so much speed on these tyres. Look how fast I'm reeling Massa in. They must be stone cold, but I've got to be the fastest car in the race. Massa's just crawling round, and I just scoop round the outside of turn 9. Thank you very much. That's easy as you like. And this is just phenomenal. I'm going to be reeling Bottas in at a breathtaking rate here. At least that is what I thought would happen. In reality, the tyres soon dropped off the pace, and I plodded home lap after lap after lap in P6 before eventually crossing the line in that position. And to bag, well, in a fairly dire race, I bagged some solid points. So I'm very happy with that. Maldonado didn't seem to be happy with that. When he got out the car, he looked like he'd just broken up with his girlfriend. I think that's got something to do with the fact that my race target was to finish P4, which is an unrealistic expectation. So that's very annoying. I don't know why they keep targeting me so high. I'm just not going to finish that high up. I'm blooming Maldonado, for God's sake. Anyway, I have recovered in the driver's standings up to P8 with only Felipe Nasser and Felipe Massa standing between me and my season goal of being 6th or higher in the driver's standings. So hopefully we can do some more recovering in Bahrain, but until then, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.